OutRun.
Welcome back. Today I've got a quick video for you because I've stumbled upon a game that I thought looked really interesting, a reimagining of a classic racing game, Turbo OutRun Reimagined. The game is not new and still in development, but I had not heard about it before, so I gave it a try and it's really great. Oh, and please excuse if I sound a bit nosy, I had to get my nose fixed and can't really breathe through it at the moment. The original OutRun was a very famous arcade cabinet by Sega from the year 1985. It was one of the first superscalar racing games and it was really something special to race down the coastline with your girlfriend in your Ferrari Testarossa. There had been many ports to other systems and sequels to the game, some better than others, and especially the Coast to Coast game is worth mentioning here as it's, in my opinion, the best OutRun game so far. I will probably make a video about that game another day, but today we are going to talk about a small indie game, Turbo OutRun Reimagined. First, I think I should mention that this game has been made by a single developer and you can download it for free on itch.io, though the suggested price is $2, which I think is more than fair for what's on offer on the game currently. First of all, let me say that this game nails the most important part of an arcade racing game, the handling. It's just so much fun just driving the car down the road and you feel perfectly in control all the time. I would recommend though using a gamepad because the analog triggers make handling the car just so much easier. This game just hits the spot perfectly where many other arcade racers fail. When you go around the corner in full speed and also have to avoid other cars, it's all still manageable and it's all very challenging and fun. Currently there are 4 cars to choose from, though I'm not quite sure if they even make a difference in handling, maybe a very subtle one, or if it's just cosmetic. Nevertheless, more variety is appreciated, especially because the game has this progression system where you can upgrade a car and the upgrades will persist for each car, so you have this nice little progression system where you can unlock all the upgrades for all the cars as your final goal. You will get to the upgrade screen between races, but you also have to do repairs there because the game has a damage system. And that damage makes a big difference during race, so you always want to repair all the parts if possible. To do that you have 2 resources, time and maximum number of upgrades. You can always use time to repair parts, but the number of upgrades you can do to parts is limited per turn, so you always have to try to max out the time you can invest to get the most upgrades and still repair the car, or the other way around. Oh, and the music is just great, even though I don't think those are original tracks for this game. From a graphical standpoint, everything is very smooth and coherent, I would say, giving the game a nice retro look even though it is in 3D. Maybe I could go for a bit more of scenery at the roadside because currently there's just typical for the arcade racer, just a single line of decoration right next to the track and nothing beyond that, but I guess that cuts down to personal preference. There is not a huge variety of tracks yet, but the selection is very varied and nice to look at, so it will definitely keep you entertained for a while. So generally my only and biggest complaint would be the AI that you race against in the normal mode. It behaves nicely and as expected in a direct confrontation, but it just has this enormous amount of rubber banding where it can overtake you with crazy speed even though you didn't do any mistakes, and it often feels very random if you win a race or not because your opponent doesn't stick to the rules. I mean, a bit of rubber banding is expected in an arcade racing game, but this definitely needs some more tuning. At least to continue racing you only have to beat the clock, so it's not that bad if you finish second, but obviously in the end you do want to win, so. And lastly I wanted to mention that the game seems to have steering wheel support, even though I could not try that out. And there's a second game mode that is still work in progress, that is more akin to the original OutRun, where you just race the clock and you have to make decisions to go left or right to choose the track you want to race on. So, in conclusion, this is a game I can definitely recommend. You find the link to the itch.io in the video description below and I hope you're going to check it out. And with that, see ya!